my channel. So today I thought it would be kind of cool if I did a Mother's Day tribute while I do my makeup at the same time. Just a little tribute to all the moms out there, and just for my own mom and all the aunties that really have poured into me over the years and that have built up my character, that have helped me build up my own character. And yeah, so just a little Mother's Day tribute since it is Mother's Day today. So yeah, let's get into it. So, growing up, it was just me and my mom, and I really give her props. I give my mom props because with her raising me on her own, and with me being in and out of the hospital, her raising me on her own, and with me being in and out of the hospital, she was really my own personal advocate. And if people gave me trouble, I tell you not, she would come for you. If you gave me trouble, she would come for you. Mama bear status, and even now, she would come for you. Mama bear status, and she was my own personal advocate. She really was there for me when I was having seizures, and even now she's there for me if I can't understand something or if I'm having trouble navigating things that just don't make sense to me. So I am really grateful for her because she was a big part of my growing up and even now. So I am really grateful. And even when I was in school, they weren't really giving me the services that I needed, but my mom pushed for those services. So I did get those services that I needed, like physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. And so my mom really fought for those services so I can be successful in life. And even now, she is fighting for certain services for me to be more successful in life. And although my mom drives me nuts, I really am still grateful for her being one of the best advocates that I have in life. And I'm grateful that she is just there for me, and she loves me for who I am. And although we butt heads sometimes, I'm still really grateful for her. And there is such a thing as unconditional love, and it says that in the Bible, where you can love someone really unconditionally and you can't live without them. And my mom has loved me unconditionally since day one. And for her to be that role model, for her to be that advocate for me growing up, I'm very grateful for her, and for her to do it on her own for X amount of years up until I was 12, and for her to still do it now, although I have my stepdad, and he is a provider of this household. I am very grateful for her because she is still fighting for me. And that is what a mom's love is for. And that's what moms do for their child. And they make sacrifices and they will go to lengths for their child. And another wonderful lady who has been there for all of my life would be my mom's sister, Auntie Leanne. And she is just one of those women who are so empowering. And she is such an amazing prayer warrior as well. And she's one of those ladies where you feel like you can talk to about anything and cry to about anything, I feel. And yeah, so I feel that Auntie Leanne is one of those godly, fearing women in my life, aside from my mom, who can give you godly wisdom and give you godly advice. And she has given me that when I feel down or I need prayer in my life. And my mom does the same, you know. I feel like whenever I feel like I need some sort of guidance, they're always there for me and there to support me. So I'm very grateful for my mom and my beautiful, lovely Auntie Leanne. You know, with the other women that are in my life, you know, like my Nana Claire, she has really poured into me over the years, and she has always been my go-to person for advice other than my mom. She has always been there for me when I need her. And even now, like, I call her up and I'm like, Nana, I don't know what to do, or like, Nana, like, I I call her, um, even just like to talk when I'm bored, and my Nana is like one of my best friends. I love spending time with her. I love um, shopping, going on shopping sprees with her, and having a fun, genuine time with her. And even just the little things in life. Same with my mom, like spending time with her, and even it's just simple as watching a movie or um, those little things in life that matter to me, um, or just jamming out in the car with her to like her 80s music, right? I'm grateful for those, even though sometimes the 80s music can get pretty intense for me sometimes because I've grew up with the 80s music all my life. And I'm like, Mom, like, enough already. Let's put it on Justin Bieber or something like that. But I'm grateful for the little things. But Nana Claire. Nana Claire has been there for me, and she is very soft spoken. You know, she's very patient. Although she will disagree with that, she would be like, I'm not patient. she would disagree with me on that, but I think she is very soft-spoken and very warm-hearted, a warm-hearted lady, and she is a very good listener, and she really has built up my character. One of those ladies in my life that really have built up my character. And even with my other grandmothers too, you know, they have poured into me in different ways. So moving forward to church, like I grew up in the church. I started going to church when I was 13, so I basically grew up in the church. And I've looked up to certain women of the church. I would say the first auntie that ever, you know, took me in was this lady. Her name was Auntie Margaret. She was the sweetest and kindest woman. And I remember she gave me my first Bible. And I will never forget her kindness. And although she is not with us anymore, she's not with me anymore, I will never forget the way she poured into me, the kind of mentor that she was to me. And I'll never forget, you know, how silly she was, or, you know, how outspoken she was, and just how she lit up a room, you know. And I will always look up to her. I've always looked up to Auntie Margaret, and I'll never forget the kind of person that she was. So moving forward to now and the people that I look up to now, you know, I look up to I look up to a few aunties from church. Very few. I only look up to like one or two. I look up to Auntie Dee Dee. I look up to Auntie Dee Dee and Auntie Doreen. And they're very close with my mom. And I would say that they're the most influential women, aside from Auntie Margaret, that are a part of my life. I would say Auntie Dee Dee is like a second mama bear. And Auntie Doreen is like one of the silliest, most outgoing women that I've ever met, aside from Auntie Margaret. And, you know, she's always trying to get me out of the house. Like, I'm a homebody. I stay in the house majority of the time. Like, I don't know where I'll be going. And she goes, Kiana, like, you should do this, and you should, like, just get out more. And I'm like, she's been saying that to me since, like, I was a teenager. But all good fun, and I love both of those ladies so much. And I will always love them for who they are and for what kind of impact that they have influenced on my life. You know what I mean? You know, like, you have those women in your life that you just look up to and you just love and adore and you want to spend time with them. That's what I think of when I think of Auntie Dee Dee and Auntie Doreen, and even Auntie Margaret when she was here. Um, like I've wanted to spend time with her. I wanted to get to know her, and just the women in my life that I've looked up to for a very long time, aside from my mom, I've felt like they really impacted me in some kind of way. And they really have become an influence to me. And I feel like they really they really are one of those women who are special. And I feel like, they are those women that I can go to about things. And I remember when Auntie Margaret was here, and she would, aside from like her giving me my first Bible, she would actually teach me about the Bible. And she started me out in Genesis. And Genesis is the first book of the Bible. And she would teach me about it. And I will never forget. I'll never forget it. When I was in school, I would say the people or the women who have influenced me and helped build my character, I would say would be my beautiful Auntie Sydney, and again another mama bear, and she was actually my aide, and she was such a outgoing person as well, and she was one of those other women that lit up a room and could start a conversation no problem. And she definitely knew how to be one of those women that could just encourage her students. And she was the cheerleading coach of where I went to school. She was really able to be there for me throughout my junior and senior year, and she really helped me with getting me to where I need to be in order for me to be successful. And her and my mom have that same goal of how can we help Kiana become successful in life. And I'm very grateful for my mom because, again, she has worked with me over the years. And there was a point in time where I was homeschooled because I was having so many seizures. And she was my teacher. She was homeschooling me. And I am continuously grateful for that. And my mom is not just an influence on my life, but she has become this impact and influence on other people's lives where she has become a second mom to others. And, you know, I get this all the time where people come up to me and they're like, oh my gosh, like, I love your mom. She has become like a second mom to me. And, you know, especially the ones from childcare when, you know, my mom was doing childcare. And, you know, I get like, oh my gosh, I see you as a sister. Basically, that's what they were saying. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And I think that is so beautiful when I hear those things. And I feel that when you have become an influence on someone's life, like how my mom is to those kids in childcare, I know some people or some kids don't remember her or I. Um, and they are like, oh, Auntie Mickey? Or, you know, some kids, like, they do remember her and they're like, oh my gosh, Auntie Mickey. Um, but, you know, going back to when I was in school, um, I just remember feeling like, feeling like I really have have loved um, Auntie Sydney. I loved her, and I saw her as like a motherly figure as well. Um, so yeah, and going way back, before high school, before church, um, before um, the move and stuff like that, before my mom got remarried, um, I was in elementary school, back to my elementary school days, was this other aide. Her name was um, Miss Hannah. And Miss Hannah was the sweetest and kindest person. And I loved her too. You know, I I would always tell her, I love you more than your boyfriend. I love you more than him. And it's kind of like this inside joke that I had with her, but you know, actually I wasn't joking. I was really serious about it. And now Miss Hannah is now remarried, and she actually moved away. And when she moved away, I was like pretty sad. I was so sad. I'm like, please don't leave me. And yeah, I was sad about it. And she moved away when I was in the 5th grade, and I met her in the 4th grade. And Miss Hannah was so cool. I tell you not, she was the coolest. Um, she rode a moped, and she was kind of a rebel. And um, I'm gonna like rat her out, but she rode her moped and she didn't wear a helmet. And my mom and I would call her Coconut Head because she didn't wear a helmet. And but I still thought she was the coolest, you know? And she would have like this beachy vibe to her. And she was genuinely the sweetest person ever. and she would always bring snacks. Like, she would come with her craisins and like Chex Mix. It's so funny, like how I remember what she ate when she was like my skills trainer in the 4th grade. But it's true, she had like craisins and Chex Mix. That's all she ate. And that is it for today's video. I just wanted to share this little tablet, or this little card that I got from Auntie Margaret on my 18th birthday. And it says, "May your special day be all you want it to be, filled with lots of joy, laughter, plus all of love. We love you, Kiana Rose, Uncle Sione, and Auntie Margaret. May he give you all the desires of your heart and make all your plans succeed." Psalms 20, verse 4. And she goes, "Kiana, wow, 18. You have grown up to be a fine, God-fearing woman. Be proud of that. May the Lord continue to light your path in life, plus direct your every step. Remember, He is always there, plus you can talk to Him 24/7. His Holy Spirit plus well within you. So happy for you, Kiana, as He has a big plan for you. Seek Him, plus allow it to unfold. Allow it to unfold." I think that is such a powerful word. And it is even more powerful just looking at it. And that is it for today's video. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And I'll leave all of my social media links down below. And happy Mother's Day, everyone.